I try to make the most of things. I came out of that appointment and I was like, that was literally horrible.
Oh, did he smile for the camera?
That's the best. Good morning. I'm actually heading out the door. I've got his tiny puffer coat. It's so cute. I'm going out to meet a friend. We were gonna go to the park, but they have a flat tire, so I'm just gonna go to her house. And then I'll come home. I need to leave her house at 10:15. Get here, we need to leave at 10:30 to go to my surgeon appointment for my feeding tube. Then we'll get back. Then we have a meeting here. Then we have small group tonight. So it's a packed day of good things. Are we ready? Set, go. I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but the timing is working out.
What's
Do you guys use your elbow to do the button? I do.
Mm.
I left my friend's house promptly at 10:15. I got home, Peter came out into the car, and Peter sat in the back with Elijah, so then therefore I drove. And this drive is one that I haven't done before, or have only done once or something, so learned a new skill driving this direction of life. And we got here in plenty of time, I think. What time is it?
Although we don't know where we're going, but we'll figure it out.
Let's see, I just had it on. Oh, I have to take my mask off to do my chart. It doesn't say, just says the address. Cool.
Cool.
Cool, 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 cool. Let's do it. Can I get a high five? He just stared at me. I love you. I love you. Okay, let's do it. I guess we're using the stairs since the elevators aren't coming.
Yes.
Just at the last second before we went in the stairwell, the elevator dinged. Oh, nice one. The old elbow smasher.
ElbowSmasher.com.
So, while I was at my friend's house, I was wearing Elijah. I felt something wet and realized my feeding tube had leaked through the 4 2x2s, through my shirt and onto Elijah's outfit. And I was like, oh yes, this is why I'm literally going to the surgeon after this. So I'm really curious what they're gonna say. Okay, we gotta figure out where we're going.
Alright, Mary checked in for her appointment. Elijah and I are gonna take a walk. Mary's gonna FaceTime me when she's in with the surgeon. And so we can figure out what we're doing with this hole in her stomach. Crazy, crazy.
Alright, I just got out of my appointment. The boys had taken a walk, and I usually try to spin things. Like, not spin them, but like, I try to make the most of things. I came out of that appointment and I was like, that was literally horrible. I've just been calling and trying to make sense of a confusing situation for the last few weeks. It's been out, my feeding tube's been out for almost a month, and the surgeon said 3 to 4 weeks if it's still leaking, like maybe get stitches. But I'm just getting different information from different medical professionals, and this surgeon I saw, I waited 10 days for this appointment, and this was just the initial consult. And I was like, I need to like talk to the surgeon to make sure they are familiar with my type of feeding tube. And I was never able to get through, or like, I don't even know. I don't even remember, whatever. But this appointment did not, it was not good. The surgeon was, I'll say that they wanted to be cautious because of my liver disease. And I already got the okay from my liver transplant / just regular liver doctor, my cystic fibrosis doctor. I already talked with all my teams, and everybody is on board to not only remove the feeding tube, but whatever comes with that, even if it's a closure. And so I was like, yeah, you're welcome to call my liver team if that would help you feel more confident about my stable liver disease. But the surgeon did not feel comfortable with that, which is totally that surgeon's prerogative to not. I'm just confused. I'm confused. I'm so confused. And so honestly, I don't know what's next. So I'm gonna go home and try to put my feeding tube back in, because I would have waited to remove it if I knew that it wasn't going to close. I'm so confused. And also it doesn't help that I had to wait for 2 hours for my appointment. Like, God bless you. So I'm bummed. I'm really bummed. I'm really bummed. So we'll see what happens next. I'll keep you guys updated, but for now, I guess I'm gonna go home and put a feeding tube in, which doesn't necessarily feel that big of a deal. I hope that my feeding tube hole, my stoma, my tract didn't shrink so much. Like, I'm sure it's shrunk, but it's still pouring stuff out of me. So, it's a bummer. It's really a bummer. Thank you. That's exactly how I feel. Hi. You make me smile.
All right, we are home. We've eaten.
Yes.
And
changed into comfy clothes. Do all the things that help your brain reset.
Yeah.
I've had a few people ask, do doctors ever fill in the blank? Fill in the blank. Whether it's disrespect you as a patient or not believe you or these sorts of things. Do doctors ever, or medical professionals ever, do these things to you? And I'm like, yeah, it happens. It really does. I am really grateful that cystic fibrosis is pretty well known in the medical community, so I don't deal with a lot of, like, I have friends who have diagnoses that are less known, and they deal with a lot more of that sort of, what would you call it? Like invalidation or something?
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to not have to deal, like, people know cystic fibrosis. But I still deal with medical professionals every once in a while that maybe speak rudely to you or don't respect you or something like that. And just like I have bad days, medical people have bad days too. So I try to keep that in mind, but ultimately some of what, like, I came out of that appointment and I told Peter some of what the surgeon said to me, and he was like, you're not using that surgeon. And I was like, because I had already tried to justify kind of some of the things that were said and be like, well, it's okay, because in the end the person was a little bit nicer and it's okay, but ultimately it's pretty clear that that's not gonna be a good fit. And although that's okay, it is a bummer.
Yeah. Because it means we're back to the drawing board of what's next.
I haven't tried putting the feeding tube back in. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should just deal with it. But basically the situation is it's leaking. As a hole in your body would do, it would leak. Yeah, it leaks. And sometimes a pretty significant amount. And so a few days I've had some pretty unusual fatigue, unusual for me. And we wonder if it's because I'm losing so much.
You're silly.
But thankfully that's not every single day. But anyway, so I don't know if I should just stick it out. I'm going to talk with my CF team and just see what they think. Stick it out or see a different surgeon. Do we go back to the hospital that placed this tube? That feels so crazy if we have to fly to Boston. The surgeon's not even there anymore. But I don't know. We're not going to have the answers today, so I just have to move on. Do something to reset my brain. And we have a meeting. We have 2 meetings this afternoon. Starting in 18 minutes.
You say dada? Say dada.
Dada. I dada. I dada. I dada da 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 da. I dada da da da.
Okay, the time has come. Mary's gonna attempt to put in a feeding tube. It's been 4 weeks.
Almost 4 weeks.
Almost 4 weeks.
I now consider like these big things of gauze like gold because I blow through them multiple times a day. This was my feeding tube drawer, and I like already cleared out the like flush my feeding tube stuff because hello, I was done a month ago. But it has since, I've realized, become the gauze drawer. But, alright. The feeding tube that I have on hand is actually a Mickey button, which I haven't had in me for 5.5 years. That's what was placed, was a Mickey, but I have a mini that I typically use. So, okay, what I'm gonna do,
What?
This doesn't have lubricating jelly.
What? That's so weird.
But I have an extra one in the feeding tube kit that I used to take on the boat.
Oh yeah.
Where is that?
Didn't you used to put it like in an emergency bag?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's somewhere though.
Alright, well, stay tuned. Okay, good news. We found a package, an extra package in the medical closet where there's a lot of good extra stuff.
I hope this works because I'd like to just buy myself some time. And it doesn't come with an introducer.
Oh, weird.
I'm so confused, but honestly, I think I want to try it without the introducer anyway.
Okay.
Is this gonna work?
Let's see. How does it feel? Tight?
Doesn't feel like it's going anywhere.
So maybe it is closing.
Well, but, I mean, if it's pouring stuff out.
Yeah.
Remember how mine is a weird position, though? I'm going to try laying down.
Okay.
But do you remember which direction it goes in?
You want me to try? Yeah, bud.
Here you go, put him right here. Hi, bud. Okay. Hi. You know how my feeding tube leaked on your outfit today? Sorry about that. Did you get it? It feels kind of...
I don't think that's going
I'm laughing. I'm laughing, and so it's tightening it. Ow, baby! He dug his fingernails.
I don't think that's going in there.
Really?
Yeah.
So now I'm stuck?
Yep.
Ouch, baby. Ouch, that's Mama's hair.
I mean, do you want to try more? I don't want to, like, rip your skin open either.
I don't
Like,
think
if
it's
it's already
gonna rip.
started closing.
Yeah. Ah! Buddy, that's my hair.
Silly boy. Silly boy. Oh, there's Mama's hair.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
So it's a big enough hole for a bunch of abdominal juices to come out of, but not big enough for, which honestly, that is kind of a big tube. I mean, it's the smallest feeding tube you can get. It's a 12 French. Sometimes this stuff happens, guys, when there aren't answers and there's literally nothing you can do. So you just have to move forward. But you better believe I'm going to use the gauze out of that feeding tube tray. Make lemonade out of lemons, right? Oh man, alright, well, I gotta get ready to go. See you next time, guys. Toodles. I'm stopping in to tell you, we ended up finding an incredible surgeon, and so, yes, while there are certainly appointments in the medical world that are not great, there are also absolutely incredible people out there, and I felt pretty honestly hopeless I did not rewatch this footage. Peter just edited, and I am not really interested in rewatching it, but I do remember feeling hopeless, sort of, because that was the referral. That's who saw me. And then I was just stuck with, like, yeah, there was a lot. And I'm thankful that a month later, my surgery's done. Big reveal. It's not healed yet, but it's getting there.
Stay tuned for that story.